Hey everybody, tonight we're going to do something a tiny bit different before we start the show. Normally it's just me and Mike jib-jabbing at this point, but we decided to bring our guest on for this one because we're going to do the word of the day, but Mike,
hey buddy,
you know all the answers to all these.
Wow, I win. Yay. And good night. Thanks we had a great show.
All right, so should I play the close? No. Anyway, so joining us for this, I'm going to go ahead and introduce is Palmer, or as you might know him, Dr. Nik.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nik.
Oh, I should have had that as a sample. Anyway, so I'll start with I'm gonna give you a word. It's a phrase, rather. I got three phrases.
I have lots of words. They're great words.
These are the great, the best words. But you try and figure out where the hell we came up, what we did with this. What does this mean? And the first one is full tank money.
Oh yeah,
full tank money.
All right, and I'll give you your first hint because I'll give you a couple of hints if you want. First hint is I would show up at your house on say a Friday night. I'd be all happy. You jump in the car and I'd say I got the full tank money tonight.
So you have about $28.72, of which you can fill up a 10-gallon vehicle.
You're very close. Okay. That's a tiny bit more than that.
All right. So you have already filled up your tank of gas and have money left over to spend out and about.
Ding, 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 ding.
I say that's it. Yes.
That's it. That's perfect. No, that is it. So full tank money is, because this came from when we were very young. I'd pull up and Mike would come out and get in the car. I'd be like, I got the full tank money. And he'd be like, what? The first time, right? And I was like, I got a full tank of gas and I still got money. Let's go.
That's right.
So, all right, good. Very good. Perfect. All right. So the next one.
And how much was a gallon of gas then?
$10.
$1 something.
All right.
$1.19.
Whatever it was, it will never be that again.
So the next one will tie into that one in some ways with the age thing because this is back when we used to go to punk shows. And that's the hint. Yes. That's the hint I'm giving you. And the term is slam chicken.
Afraid to go into the mosh pit, but dressed up to the nines, spikes and leather and hair done and the whole bit, but will not go into the pit.
You bing, bing, bing. Perfect. Very perfect.
Tell you, man. I thought these were going to be hard for Nik, but he's got it.
Well, I have to thank Billy Redding and Punk Nights, and I was never a slam chicken, so right. And have the chipped teeth to prove it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I lost a feeling in half my arm once for like most of the night. That scared me because I didn't know if it was going to come back. I sprained my ankle. Mike had a black eye, right?
Way too closely saw the back of your head.
Pow! No, it was the we were doing that
some other
swinging.
Guy.
We were swinging around, and you smashed into some dude, right? Yeah. All right, and then here's the last one, and then we'll get on with the show. Now this one, I doubt you'll get. I don't know if Mike could get this one, but the hint might do it. All right, this is called the Big Boy Challenge, and it is in reference to
you don't poop your pants.
No. That's good. No, it's in reference to a restaurant chain. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Hang on a second.
Okay.
No, I can't run away, can I?
No.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, Mike, do you know this one before we go?
I remember the Big Boy Challenge real quick. So before he comes back, you want to know that this was when we went to Bob's Big Boy and we all went to the buffet and who could eat the most plates at the buffet.
We're close.
And he's going to bring. I'm afraid he's going to bring something.
There it is. We're talking about a Big Boy Challenge.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes. Now,
go for it.
Now this one's a little more involved. So, what do you think the challenge would be at Bob's Big Boy?
Well, it's either going to be something mischievous like dine and dash or getting the waitress or server to do something interesting. I'm not getting any eye reads there, so we've got to go with eating. Let's go with 3 big boys.
All right, let's. I'm going to set this up a little differently.
Okay.
We all went to the club. right? It's now 2:00 in the morning. We all go
Oh,
to
you
Bob's
don't
Big Boy.
puke. You don't puke at the big boy after
Close.
you eat all of the greasy food.
That was a
Close.
separate challenge we used to have with. Anyway.
All right, he's never gonna get this one, Mike, because this is way
No.
too inside. This is way too inside. All right, so
Yes.
the big boy challenges. We had this guy Steve, again going back to when we were all broke, and Steve, who's been on the show, Steve Wallet. So if you're a fan of the show and you've seen Steve Wallet before, he didn't have very much money. He was always like kind of in between jobs, in between work and stuff. So he would show up and we would go there at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning after the bars had all closed. And we would go to get the all you could eat breakfast buffet. And so what we do is, so Steve could earn his breakfast. We would mix a concoction in a glass and he'd have to drink it. Now it could never be anything gross. Couldn't be like spit or anything like that. But it had to be like food, had to be like real food. So ketchup, yogurt, stuff,
Yeah.
right? Tea, whatever,
Yes.
right? And then we would make this crazy ass concoction, and then we would all bid to get him to eat it or to drink it, and he would just go, "Oh, that's not enough. That's not enough." And we keep throwing it in until we got to the point where it's like, "All right, that's it. That's all it's worth to us." And he'd be like, "All right, I'm going to do it." And so he would drink that thing down. He had to hold it down for a minute, and he only threw up once. But he earned he could earn like $20 in a night, and as we've already established, that was full tank money.
I was gonna say
Yes,
that.
full tank money.
So he walked out of Big Boys after a whole night with full tank money.
Right on.
So that's it. That's our 3
He earned
words. That is all I'm gonna say about that. So without further ado, let's
Roll
start
'em.
the show. Keeping our little eyes on all the things that our big ones can't see, and using 2 arms on the controls with our 3rd arm in our laps. Break open the plutonium, because it's time for the MythWits, the show dedicated to all things geek pop culture, drenched in absurdity and coated with sarcasm. We do our damnedest to be funny, but there are no guarantees. I'm your host, Peter Bryant. Joining me this week is my co-host, Mike Kafis. Also joining us this week is our guest, Palmer, or Dr. Nik, as you might know him.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
He is a game master of minor accomplishment. He's been gaming since the red box of D&D came out, has written several print and online articles on gaming, won in place in the regional Iron GM competitions, and was voted best tabletop GM in New England by the Northern New England Gamers Association. He has 14, count them, 14 dogs, and currently writes and publishes under PaNik production label. His latest project is on Kickstarter now, the Mutant Manual. Hey, Nick. Oh,
Howdy.
so you've been very creative. So I've been looking over your RPG Now page and then on your web page, and I found a lot more stuff than I had remembered that you had done. There's quite a few things since we last hung out. I think Modern Adventures was the last time you hung out with us.
Yeah.
Put out a few things since then.
Yeah, we tried to have a schedule to publish according to, and realized that the pressure of schedules was stymieing our creativity, and decided to go with things that we loved.
Right.
So last year we didn't actually publish too much, but 2015 we had quite a few source books and modules go out. And then what last year was all research, writing, and playtesting. And that ended up with us having the Mutant Manual ready to go.
Oh, cool.
So that was it's taken us almost 2 years to put the book together.
Awesome. Got 2 years for one book. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was looking through it, and it's pretty intense. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot in it. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about polysystem PDFs, because that's one of your big selling points, and I think it's a great selling point. So, and it seems like a lot of your books do this, or most of your books do this.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that early on, both my partner Drew and I had We've got lots of rule systems, so we didn't really want to go too deep into the rules, although we threw that out the window with the Modern Adventures for Pathfinder system. So that's one of our systems that we publish. We've got my, Happy Fun Fudge, super simple system. And then we also have a Savage Worlds license, which I know that you're a fan of, and
Yes.
me as well. And we do Fate also, which is one of my fun ones to use when I'm doing convention or one shots, since it's pretty easy to pick up.
Right.
And Entropic gaming system as well right now. But yeah, how it works is that you have all these different systems, right? But you never know which one you're really going to play with. You might run a campaign, in one system and then try something out in something else. So what we did is we took the layering technology that exists inside the PDFs and put the different rules system in there. And my partner Drew's the layout guy, and he does all the layouts and puts all the rule systems into the layers. So when you click on the different layers, the rule systems will appear. So if you want to run it in the Modern Adventure Pathfinder system, you go ahead and click on that. It brings everything up with all of the DCs and the pluses and the saves appropriate. If you want to put it into the Savage Worlds layer or look at that PDF separately, you can have that one on there and check out all those rules. And the layering technology is something that you see a lot in terms of click on the print saver layer, so you print saver layer so you don't use up all your ink.
Right.
And you'll see a lot of PDFs do that. We've just taken that ability 2 steps further and put in those different rule systems as well as ink saver. And then on all of the images that we do, like for different maps and for different clue cards or things like that, it'll have rules and grids, and you can even on some of them like remove or add streetcars and debris, or change the layout of a warehouse. In one of the adventures, Bug Hunt, for example, if you tipped the bad guy off, then he knows you're coming. So you change the layer in the warehouse, and all of the furniture and all of the warehouse boxes move around, and they're blocking the doorways and blocking the windows. So it's done like that, just with the click of a button, and the entire layout is shifted, and you've got that available to you.
Oh shit, that is awesome. I have yet to see anyone else do that. I'm sure there's got to be somebody else who's done it. I don't know. Maybe you're the only one, but that is pretty awesome. Now, one of the questions that comes up with that, because I've done some design work and all, is that so you have one system which might be kind of a little more rules heavy than another system. So do you have problems with layout at all? Like, so in other words, like for one system it take up this much space, and then for the next system it might take up this much space. Is that ever an issue that you run into?
Oh, yeah. And that's part of what Drew's magic and skill is in terms of graphic design and education design. So he is actually professionally trained in that. So it's something that he manages and does. And a lot of times, like when you click over into the fudge layer, for example, which is very rules light, there might be an extra image there that kind of fills in that extra space, or the layout is done in such a way that that dead space makes sense and works on the page. So yeah, it's definitely something that takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of practice to get down right. And that's the magic that he brings to the layout and design, for certain.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's InDesign, right? Is that what that's usually done in? Like, is that the
I would actually have to ask him. I don't know what software he's using.
Because
I know that there's probably 3 different, like you've got how many pieces of software open? It's not just one.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So I imagine that is a bit of extra work, right? Doing the layering stuff. I mean, like, how much percentage-wise would you say that adds to your time, do you think?
From the discussions that we've had in terms of this, it takes up about maybe an extra 5 to 10%
that's
per system that we're doing. So once you get the basic layout done and you do it with the big rules set, so you're doing it with the big section as opposed to the little section,
Right.
then you can fill in a lot easier. So if you base it off of the big, then having those smaller ones works out pretty easily. You can fill it in, change font size, add a filler image, and do that sort of ability. Also, some of the different systems, the rules mechanics work very, very differently. So if you have a poison effect, for example, the poison effect is pretty simple in a Pathfinder. You're going to have a penalty for X number of rounds based on this number of save. But in a system like Fate, now this is going to be a condition. So we might actually put in some extra filler text to say, here's some ways that you can add this as a condition on the board, or put it in as a card to be triggered. So there's all sorts of different ways that you can balance that out. And in some cases, that's actually necessary, because you've got to clarify, how can you actually do this kind of function in this different system?
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. Yeah, start big and work your way down. How I would imagine on the first time you did this, that was where you learned that lesson. I would think. Or was it one of those things where you guys were smart?
It was pretty quickly learned when we decided that's what we were going to do. It's like, oh, well, there's too much extra space. Okay, here's an extra image of a rat, because the rats don't take up very much room in system Y. So we'll add an extra rat image under the rat stats.
Okay.
And it revealed itself pretty
Okay. And so what's the reception been?
Overall, depending upon how much of a grognard you are, you're either going to have your system, and that's the system I play, and this is the best system, and I'm not going to play anything else. This is the system I play in. And there are folks that are definitely, kin to that, and that's cool. I played a few systems for a very, very long time and stuck with them. Now I'm a little bit more explorative in my style, and will choose to try new systems as opposed to stick with the old standby, unless of course it's first edition D&D, and then that's just a default. But the reception to this has been interesting, in the sense that a lot of times people are like, wow, I own that system, I've never played in it. But then what they'll do is, when they look at it, they're like, I'll run, for a guy I know, for example, I'll run Savage Worlds all the time. That's my default system, and that's what we typically play with when I campaign. Now I can see this in Savage Worlds, and now I can look at it in Fade, or I can look at it in Fudge, and I can see how I could actually use this. I've been nervous to run this other system, but I can see how it works in this adventure with these rules, and now I can try this other system that I've been interested in, because I can transfer this experience and this understanding a lot easier. And so I think, if anything, it's been, for those who are willing to explore, it has actually assisted them in exploring other systems, because they can run the game in a certain way, in a certain system that they like, and then say, oh, wow, I ran it, I see how this works. Now I see this mechanic, or see this stat, or this function of the rules, and I can do that now in this other system that I've been a little hesitant to play.
That's cool. I like that. What do you think, Mike?
I think that's really good. And I also wanted to say that David Benavides is actually in the chat room and is saying hi as well. To his fellow Iron GM winner.
Yeah, you've competed against David. Yeah, you've competed against David a bunch of times, haven't you?
I have, yes, and beaten him and lost to him. So it's a back and forth.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. All right, what, Mike?
You're like, oh, good.
No, I think it's great. Good competition. So let's talk a little bit. Let's get into the Mutant Manual then. The big reason why we're here. So the Mutant Manual is your latest product. It's on Kickstarter at this very moment, and the links are down here, and we'll give them in the show.
I'm gonna pull it up on my picture. So if you wanted to give me 1 second here, boom.
All right.
If you wanted to show it there, as you and Nick talk about it, I'll just kind of scroll.
You got a black screen, brother.
See what now?
It's the black
screen.
You have a blank screen. Remember the black thing? Yeah. You're presenting a black screen to everyone. But this happens because Google Hangouts is a little finicky about when you do the share. Like if you have
Yeah.
more than one window open and you go to pick it, it gets kind of goofy. But you know what, Mike? I think I have it and I can do it. Maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Mike's got it. Mike's got it. So
Mike's got it.
yep, there we go. All right, we'll run with Mike's. All right, there we go. Sweet. Okay, so
So
yeah, let's go through it.
right on. So this is a source book. And we found that our source books get a little better traction than our adventure modules and scenarios.
Right.
Scenarios are great, and we do a lot of fun stuff with them, but the source books seem to have a little bit wider appeal. I guess a lot of people, like myself, prefer to run their own adventures. So we've tried to build this out to give the best possible expansion of mutants in a genetically cogent way. So everything's based off of gene types and expressions of gene types. And what happens is that there's three main lines of genetic mutations. And then there's a fourth that just kind of, random mutations as well. But the three main lines run Piscean, anthrophagic, and tenebrous. And they kind of equate, well, they don't kind of, they equate to, aquatic, monstrous mutations, and then cannibalistic or actual kind of monster mutations, which is the anthrophagic. And then the tenebrous are psychic, kind of gray alien looking creatures. And as you get further mutations, you both physically transform as well as have expressions of powers that can be selected.
Right.
And the way that we try to do it with this specific take on mutations is that the players choose to put their points or raises or levels, depending upon the system, into mutations. And as you take those feats or take those specializations and advances, what will occur is that you get a number of points that you can then put into taking different mutations. And different mutations cost a variety of different points. And then there's also negative ones that you can take to get extra points. Right. And the things that make you less human are going to give you more points. And the things that are more power manifestation based are going to cost you more points.
Right.
So as you grow, you can have just a little bit of mutation, or you can be completely full blown and be extremely non-human and look like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Right.
So it's a variety where you can express it just a little bit, or go full bore and be completely inhuman looking at the end of the mutation cycle.
Right, right. So if you were playing something like Hellboy or whatever, you could be Abe Sapien and be like a creature-looking thing, or you could just have, I don't know, some kind of mutant power,
telekinesis and
yeah, sure.
pyrokinesis, and do those types of things as well. Yeah,
right.
Be able to create an electromagnetic pulse, around you and affect electromagnetic stuff, but not have any physical mutations, or very, very few of them.
Right, right. Excellent, excellent. So it's basically game balance for the most part. It's like a superheroes thing, kind of, but wrapped around mutations, wrapped around mutants.
Right.
I was gonna say, you're like a hop, skip, and a jump away from like your own, like, I guess, like superhero mutant book as well to build superheroes with.
Oh, you could totally do superheroes with this. You're not going to have anybody with a red S or silver S, I guess, now with the new Justice League, silver S on their chest. But you can definitely have the affectations of superheroes. And in a lot of the playtesting that I did, the way that stuff played out is that there were definitely characters that had that type of kind of approach towards their mutations and powers. And that was something that was true, but it also would depend on the personality of the character. Right. So it's, it definitely is very, very close to superhero category. I would put it a little more along the a little less four color and a little more, street level gritty.
Right. Yeah. Well, what was that term? There's a term for that. I'm trying to remember what it was. But yeah, pulp level, like if you were playing a regular human who had some decent skill to them, they could handle themselves against you. Probably not too much of a problem, right?
Right. And that
like
was definitely
Green
true
Lantern
in a lot of my playtesting, is that the players were normal people, and that they were up against stuff that was not normal, and that's an enjoyable way to kind of frame it. Because they can be, depending upon the game world that you want to set it in, the mutants can be very menacing and dangerous and outcasts, or they could be public figures and spokespeople for the latest restaurant chain that's coming up.
I'm going to play Bob Big Boy. All right, so let's go through the rewards real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on these because we can get bogged down with them. But there's a $2 thank you. That's a good, it's always nice to throw the creator a couple bucks. Sometimes people do that just to watch.
But yeah, and we do give you a picture of one of our dogs, and there are 15 to choose from total, because Drew has a Siberian as well. So
cool.
We've got many cute pictures of dogs that we will send you.
That's nice. All right, I like dogs. For $5, which is really good, cheap, buy-in for a Kickstarter, you get a small introductory PDF, which is awesome.
Yeah. So what we did with that is we put out the Bremen adventure as part of the or the Bremen scenario as part of the Modern Adventures system, and that's the demo. But what we've done now is we've expanded it out, and we've put the other systems into it. Before it was just Modern Adventures, so that's got all the different systems in it, and it's also been expanded quite a bit. We've put some additional supplement material in there. Like urban legend cards for when you're investigating around what you might find and what people will be talking about as strange happenings in Bremen. So it opens up a whole set of essentially plot hooks that you could use for any adventure setting in a small town.
Oh, sweet. So like if you were playing, so even if you were just like, hey, I've been running Call of Cthulhu, this would be something that could get you into that. I mean, you could use it as a basis, right?
Oh yeah,
it doesn't have the exact rule set for it, but you could make do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's devil cats and strange spirits, and the witch in the woods, and all sorts of stuff that are there. Yep.
Cool,
definitely.
Cool. All right, so then $15 is the Mutant Manual. That's your base. That's your money shot for this. Your the basic entry level get the Mutant Manual version. Gets you the PDF, which is good. And then $30 is the black and white soft cover. $40 gets you the soft cover and a poster. Know Your Enemy poster. Which one's the Know Your Enemy? Oh, is that the one we're showing on the? That's one on the cover?
No, that is the poster of all the different baseline mutations. So everything's kind of been codified, and it kind of goes through the different mutations from very human to completely inhuman along the 3 different lines, and it shows the variations.
Is that the graphic that was in the video that I put together for you? The graphics that
yes,
peel
it
out.
is.
Okay, good. So, so if you're wondering what that poster is going to look like, you want to get an idea, you can watch the video for this, and you'll see when he's naming off the different kinds, you'll get an example of it. All right, that's cool. So then, $50 gets you a color soft cover. That's nice. $60 is the premium hardback. That's okay. Good. $100 is Become a Mutant. So I
want to be a mutant.
You get to name a mutant character.
No, you give us a picture, and we will turn that picture into some type of mutant art. So we've got 2 slots left, I think.
Okay. Yep.
So there's 2 slots left of there, and we did give our first backer a freebie upgrade to becoming a mutant. So
nice.
He and his dog get to become mutants.
Very cool. Very cool.
Who's doing your artwork?
We have a couple of people. Drew does a lot of the baseline artwork, and then we have a fellow named David Senecal who does a lot of our cover and premiere art. He does the and that's what part of the Kickstarter is to back, so that we can actually give him money to feed his children.
Yeah. All right. So then $250 is your online gaming session. So I'm guessing you get everything, and you'll run a game for them and for that person in their group, or
It's actually just a number of slots. So
Okay.
we have
Oh.
a certain number of slots that are available. So
I
it'll be
see.
for the people who sign up, and
I
I'll
see.
run
So
probably a couple of different sessions.
Okay.
And that is available. I think we have 6 of those.
Yeah.
So I'll run those for people. It'll be a completely original adventure. And that is where you get to see some of my game mastering skills shine.
Got it. Okay. All right. Cool.
And still the 15 pictures of all dog, right? All 15 dogs pictures.
I guess I would give a picture of every one of the dogs for the 250 level. Yes.
All right.
I will commit to that here through you on the MythWits show. Yes.
Okay.
MythWits special. If you back the 250, you get all 15 dogs.
Nice.
You will get the collector's set of every dog image.
Nice. You should make it so they have to mention that they saw you on the MythWits. That's
Okay, we'll do that.
okay.
Hey, if they want 2 more dogs, they can get a picture of me and Pete.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, Mike, let's stop sharing that screen. Let's go. I got a couple
sir.
more questions about Mutant Manual before we get off that. So something I saw when I was you sent me a preview of it. I was looking at it. The mutant progression charts, which looked neat. So how does that work? Because that looked really interesting.
Yeah, so I mentioned before that you get a set number of points, then can kind of build and grow up. But what we've also done is we've also mapped out the way that these genes would express. So, and it's predictable, just like, if you're doing any type of crossbreeding or, I've got 3 giant pumpkins in my garden, you can kind of determine what's going to happen if you study this. And we try to take that sort of scientific approach. Obviously, we're dealing with little gray aliens in one of the lines. So, I mean, it's fiction, but we try to have a clear approach towards how these mutant genes would express as they go along. So it gives you a breakdown of what can happen. And you're not going to be able to get to some of the higher level powers unless you take some of the side effects that are going to happen to get you there. So you're not going to be able to have a full hive mind of gray alien mutants, tenebrous mutants, unless they actually have the enlarged craniums and the big eyes and have a smaller stature. Now, they may or may not have the electrical resistance because that's a slight side branch off the chart. But if you're going to get beyond into some of the electrical control, then you're going to have at least 1 or 2 of these physical mutations that go along with it. And that's also a way to, as you said before, to kind of control the power levels that are there, so that you don't have people just taking all of the super cool powers without any of the side effects. We wanted to have a somewhat realistic expression of genomes.
Cool,
Everybody wants to be Mr. Black.
So, just real quick, give me like 2 or 3 of your favorite mutations that you put in there, because I was going through the book and I'm like, oh wow, there's a whole bunch of like Mike said, it's like powers. So what are a couple? Just give me a couple that you really like that you came up with. Like, I mean, do you have any ones that are kind of unique to the mutants or?
Well, one of the ones that I think is interesting, especially for modern era, is the ability to fritz out devices that are nearby you, smart devices that are nearby you. Okay. So you can have a lot of trouble people taking your picture because you just kind of distort and disrupt the signals around you. Cell phones don't work right. Digital cameras aren't going to be able to process. And that's an interesting one from a standpoint of being able to very creative with it. Now, if it's always on and you can't turn it off, that causes a lot of problems for the characters as well. They're going to have some difficulty logging onto the internet to check their Facebook.
Right.
So that it comes with drawbacks though as well. So we try to make the things interestingly appropriate. The other one, a couple of the other fun ones that I like, as a side effect, the translucent skin I think is creepy and interesting. I like that. I like that one as a side effect.
That's nice.
And there is a few interesting ones that you'll see expressed in some of the animals and monsters that are in there with arboreal adaptation. So brachiation and ability to cavort about and swing from tree to tree, which is great for the monkey men living in the wild, but it's also a very interesting adaptation for somebody who might be a parkour expert. So
Parkour.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's some, there you can get some very creative adaptations and some interesting expressions of the different stuff. But those are a couple that jump off the top of my head that I have fun with.
Okay, cool. Very cool. All right. Well, if you guys want to get the Mutant Manual, I made a bit.ly, Michael.
Oh, I was sitting here just trying to get one made. Well, God.
Sorry.
What did you put?
All right. So Nick, you can use this one. It's a bit.ly/mutant manual.
Okay.
All lowercase. So if anybody types that in, a lot of people use the bit.ly, so that's it's not something out of the ordinary. If you type that in, it'll take you right to your Kickstarter page. Of course, you can always go on the Kickstarter page. You type in Mutant Manual, it comes right up. So there's 3 or 4 of them. But anyway, all right. So but first off, before we finish this up, we always have this section. We have this form that we ask our guests to fill out, just so we can give them a good interview. So we want to make sure that we hit all the points that they want to
Pete, it's a little late to ask him to fill it out now. We're like halfway through the interview.
Was I supposed to do that?
He did, and we almost never get questions for us. So I like the questions you gave us this time. So I'm gonna, Mike, you and I have to answer these. All right, we'll take turns.
Yes, you have to answer these questions.
All right. So
okay.
So the first one is, what does the color blue taste like? So Mike, I'll let you go first on this one, if you want to.
Oh, jeez, I had something brewing and then blueberry stuck into my head, so I'm kind of like that blueberry, like blue tastes like the sky blue. What are those things called? The snowballs. You know what I mean?
Okay,
you get
right.
That's what blue tastes like to me.
See, to me, it's like so blue is like that candy that's in your grandma's jar. You know, the hard candy that's blue. It doesn't really have like its own flavor. It's blue, right? It's kind of menthol, but it's also kind of not, and it's kind of blueberry-ish, but not really. It's blue. It's kind of like, when you get Kool-Aid, purple drink, it's not really grape, it's purple. So that's what purple tastes like. So I'm going to say that the grandma's blue candy is what blue tastes like.
That is the essence of blue flavor.
I think so. I think so. So then the next one, and Micah, I'll go first with this one. This is going to be hard for you to follow up, I think. I had a little time to think about these because I've already seen them, so it's a little unfair. But when will world...
Hold on. David said Smurf balls.
Smurf balls. Just as long as it's not waffles, right? So...
Oh, no. They don't taste.
When will world peace happen? Well, I can tell you right now, there's an asteroid out there with world peace written all over it. And it's
heading our way.
It's heading our way.
I like that one because I was going to say, not in my lifetime.
Right. Well, like quite literally with my answer. All right. So, Mike, this one's yours. How much is that doggy in the window?
Say that again.
How much is that doggy in the window?
How much is that doggy in the window?
I don't know the rest of the song, so I'm just gonna say $1.298.
$1.298. Okay.
$2.98.
Right. It's hard for me to answer this one because, like, is this an American window or a Korean window? Because if two totally different.
Because then it goes per pound, right?
Right. Then it's per pound. That's so bad. That's so awful.
That was probably not the best joke for a man who has like sled
14
dogs.
bucks,
Nice,
All right.
nice.
Anyway, where is
Yeah.
where is my mind? Well, mine is pretty much generally found right in the gutter. That's where my mind is. I think your mind is on Kickstarter right now, about to catch fire, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Mike, where is your mind, Mike?
My mind is like somewhere in between a blue doggy and a window.
Okay.
Tasty blue doggy in a window.
Blueberry doggy. All right. So, and the last one is, who should I vote for in the controversial infield cemetery custodian race? I don't know what this is. I even tried to look it up online, and there is some kind of infield cemetery somewhere.
There's actually a bunch of them.
Are there?
And somebody's got to like manage them all.
Right. Oh, okay. So the manager. Yeah, you've stumped me. I don't know the answer to this one. I'm drawing a blank.
I'll just have to vote my conscience, man.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Speechless.
Speechless. Yeah. I'm gonna say. Look, I will say this. Always go for the third party candidate. That would be my go.
Okay.
So, all right. So that's that. That is that. Nick.
Thank you very
for
much.
joining us.
I
But
appreciate
hey,
you addressing the questions.
Sure, absolutely. You took the time to write them. We took the time to answer them. So stick around because we are going to have some fun with you. But prior to that, I'm going to
Hey,
we're going to have some fun with you. That almost sounds
bend
threatening.
over. No.
Before we do all that good stuff, make sure that you all go to panikproductions.com. That's PANIK productions.com. You can find Palmer on @Spong SPONNG on Twitter, and I'd give you the Kickstarter link. I already gave that to you, but it's bit.ly at /Mutant Manual.
All right, and real quick before we go or before we switch over,
Yep.
I have to take a moment to let you know, Pete, that we actually have a new fan.
We do?
And yes, we do. And evidently, this is real. This is not like, all right. Colin has a friend named Derek.
Okay.
And like Derek evidently is like legit liking the show.
Oh, yeah,
So,
okay, cool.
I promised that I would give him a shout out. Derek Burton,
Derek.
how you doing, buddy?
Yay.
And he's an awesome kid.
Okay.
And his actual, I think he either started a Twitter handle or, he signed into the chat room at least under MythWits fanboy. So
Oh, wow.
like, it's real.
Oh, we got a real
Okay,
fan,
like-
like an actual fanboy.
Yeah.
Right on.
We have a fanboy. So we have David and a fanboy. Like,
Nice.
I think we're done. I think we've pretty much reached the pinnacle, right?
That's awesome. Fantastic.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. See you later. All right. So I have a bit. I have a little bit. I was cruising
We know you have a little
a
bit.
little bit. Yeah.
What?
I was cruising through the internets. God, I hope this works. The soundboard's working, so the audience at home will hear it. I hope you guys can hear it. So I was cruising through the internet, and one day, I always think it's funny when Brian does his robot voice, his like wheelchair voice or whatever it is, that voice simulator voice. He imitates Stephen Hawking. It's pretty funny. So I was trying to see if I could find a text to voice thing. I knew they exist because I've seen them a long time ago, and I found a really good one. It actually lets you pick accents and stuff, and it's pretty decent. So it said I could type anything into it. It said type anything in here. So I typed a few things, and I thought I would share just a couple. I got just 6 of them. So if you will indulge me,
As I always do.
this is the first one. If you're ready, here we go.
Put both your fingers in my holes and pick me up like a bowling ball.
Did you hear that?
Could you just for shits and giggles, can we just have that one more time?
Okay, ready?
Put both your fingers in my holes and pick me up like a bowling ball.
So that would be more like a this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look up.
Oh yeah, I guess. Okay. All right.
She was a good sport. She put up with that. All right. So let's see.
Put up with.
Let's see. Let's go with this one. All right. Ready?
I had
I
a
am
big
ready.
helping of blue waffles for breakfast. Ha ha ha. No, seriously, blue waffles are the best.
No. Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. Let's see. All right. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Ready?
I like the tangy smell of taint and its salty flavor. And having the butt nearby is a bonus.
Wow.
Oh,
Can we just go straight to a dick joke?
All right. Dick joke. Okay. I got that. Hold on. I'm gonna have to mute this. I'm laughing too much. All right. Ready?
You have a nice package. I want you to wear me like a hood ornament.
like a hood ornament.
Hood ornament. Yes, that's what she said. Look at him. Look at him. He's muted and he's still loud.
Oh. All right. Hello.
Yes. Oh.
There we
Oh
go.
yeah.
That's
No.
better.
No. You're loud and clear.
Okay.
I just Googled blue waffles.
No. Why? No. No. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, what did you think? He wasn't going to do that? I mean, he is. If anything, if any out of the three of us he is the most
sorry.
inquisitive. Dr. Nik is. Come on.
I apologize. I should have warned you. Okay. All right. We got two more. Mike. So I asked the bot about you, and
Me?
it had a request for you.
Oh God.
Are you ready?
Mike, put your finger in me and sign your name.
Was that the full name with my middle initial and everything? I mean, I can do that if you want. Finally, somebody wants my autograph.
All right. Your autograph stinks. All right. Here's the last one. And Mike,
It's not me, it's the pen.
and Dr. Nik, you're probably not going to like this one as much as Mike does, but Mike, buddy, this one's all you.
My favorite cheese is ricotta.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You couldn't get her to go ricotta.
No, I couldn't get him to do that. All right, so that's it. That's my talking bot. So if you guys ever want to have any fun, just type in text to speech, and there's 100 of them out there.
Hey, Pete. You know that little bit we had because I had that conversation with one of those sex bots. Completely, it just texted me out of nowhere.
Yes.
I just want to say it was unsolicited,
Grunnels.
and I started texting it back with the most bizarre, mean things.
Right.
Maybe we should just kind of skit this out,
We could
as
try
it
it.
were.
We could give it a go. We could try it out.
I think that's how we're going to have to present this material.
I think so. All right. So Mike, we do a movie. Mike and Dr. Nik both. We do this movie draft thing, and we'll go through this pretty quick because Nik, as you not being part of it, it's not as interesting to you. But please feel free to comment.
You got some ass kicking, is what you got.
I do, Mike. I am kicking some ass. All right, so I'm gonna.
I got some ass kicked, I guess, is where I am.
Show this. Oh God, please work. Don't go black screen. Oh, there we go. All right.
Hey!
Good.
Oh, okay.
Good, it worked. Okay. So what? Sorry. I got to keep that open.
Shit
don't
just
I?
went sideways.
Okay, no, it's just a fuck it. Never mind. It's a technical thing. Anyway, so just real quick, it looks like I'm winning. Is the bottom line here? I'm the
I don't see you. I mean, you're like off the chart. If you're off the chart, that means we can't measure you. So
man, it's crazy this time. I want to say that I got lucky, and I did. There was a couple movies I got lucky on.
Yes.
But some of these did exactly what I expected them to do. So I would say Jungle Book was my breakout. Like, I did not think Jungle Book, it did probably twice as good as I thought it was going to do.
Yes, actually.
So let's see. Let's go to movies.
So I want to know, Pete, why you have 8 and everybody else only has like 5 or 6.
Okay, so this is the way it works.
Because already right there, I mean, there's got to be some kind of like weighting or something. I mean,
there is. It's all strategy. It's all strategy. But hold on, let's go over to the movies real quick. So, So you can, I mean, well, I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go back. I'll explain it. So, all right. So this is how the game works. So we each start with 100 quatlus. Just magic money. So it's not real. We don't play with real money at all. But we each have 100 quatlus, and we have a list of movies.
Bid.
Yes, and we bid on the movies. So it's how you bid is how many movies you get. So if you can keep your numbers down and get movies cheap, you get more movies, right? Yeah. So I spent wisely.
And I did like I always do. I serve up shitty movies to someone who ends up getting them for a deal.
Right.
And then, yeah.
Mike likes to play this game where he's like, I'm going to outbid you and then get you to pay more for it because I don't want it. And then people go, no, that's all right. You can have it, Mike. And it's like, fuck, I didn't want that movie. I didn't really want it. I was bidding on it, but I didn't want it.
and that and X-Men Apocalypse fucked me. Like I blew my wad on X-Men Apocalypse and it bit me in the ass big time.
Yeah,
like,
it did. But
Batman versus Superman went better than X-Men Apocalypse, which is just like I can't believe that.
But you did get Hardcore Henry, which I applaud you for getting Hardcore Henry. You win, Mike. You win.
I'm not watching that for spite. I can watch it anytime I want, but I'm not gonna watch it just for spite. It did so bad.
But it's like me. I bought Ratchet and Clank, right? I knew it was gonna do terrible. I bought it for one. I got it for one quatlu. I was like, deal, right? I think I got another one for like 5. I closed it down, but I think I bought another one for like 5, and we'll go over this in detail. We have a whole show. We're gonna dedicate a whole show to this at the end when the whole thing's finished.
Is that next week or the week after? It's not too soon.
Yeah.
It's September. It's the week after we get back from Dragon Con.
Okay, all right.
So we can tell people now the Monday. So Labor Day Monday is going to be a pre-recorded show because Mike and I are going to be probably just getting home from a 9-hour drive from Atlanta, Georgia, from Dragon Con. So we're not going to be in any condition to do a show. So we're going to pre-record one this Saturday with shuttle astronaut, Mike Mullen. He's going to, Saturday morning, we're going to interview him, and then we'll put that on as a stream. Cool. Yeah, badass. I'm so excited to do the show with him.
It'd be awesome.
What's this? Hold on, let me do that. Oh, nice. Nice. That's a nightmare thing there. What is that?
That is an astronaut. An astronaut. Oh, what?
Is that like a Shub Niggurath or a what?
It's a flying polyp.
Oh, a flying. Oh.
Oh dear.
Hey, Mike, didn't you have one of those removed?
It's still there, but mine doesn't have as many teeth. Okay. I still take it to the dentist.
So the week after we're gonna close it out because we agreed. I mean, it's pretty set in stone where the numbers are gonna lay, but we agreed to the end of August would be the official end of the contest, and then we do the next show. The next show that we did would be that. So Paul Cooley's gonna come back on, and Sean Kelly's gonna come back on. They both agreed. So because they did this with us originally, and they're like, yeah, sure, we got time. Paul's got time. Paul's not working. I mean, well, he's working, but he quit his day job and became a writer. He's doing writing now full time. So that's pretty badass.
Good for him.
Yeah, man. He's been working hard at it. All right, so that's all what's that?
Yeah, few people realize that writing is a job. You got to actually do the work.
Yeah. He's done a couple novels. I mean, he's got I'm listening to The Black Outbreak right now on Audible. No, on his podcast. It's on Audible now. So if anybody, I'll pimp out Paul Cooley because he did our movie draft for us and everything. He's a good buddy of ours.
And we're dying in his next book, right?
Yeah, he's killing us in Evolution. So
and thanks to Pete in such a very I was gonna say phallic, but no, by feces related death.
A vesicular accident.
Vesicular, yes. Oh god, vesicular manslaughter.
Yeah, I told Paul, I was like, you gotta kill Mike and I, right? And I was like, you can do whatever you want to us. I mean, but I was like, it should be like really gross and disgusting. Like, I mean, if we die covered in blood and feces, that'd be fucking awesome. So like, do it up. Because he writes the tagline for his company is there are what is it? We don't believe in happy endings. Yeah. So
So, all right, I did watch a couple movies that were on our draft list, though, and I don't know if it's worth talking about it or not. But I watched recently. I watched Central Intelligence, and it was meh. It was all right. But Kevin Hart, as a comedian, I actually like him as a comedian. I gotta say, he has this new. We watched it online. It was called "Let Me Explain." I think it is, and it was funny. He has a very fast pace, and he just keeps throwing it out at you, and he's funny stories, and he is a very good comedian. I would recommend that. Central Intelligence, meh.
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 What about The Rock?
Let me see.
He's he good in that? Oh god.
And let's see. Yeah, I'm ready to give up Vin Diesel. I mean, I'm all about The Rock.
You own The Rock?
Mm-hmm. I smell what it's cooking. I smell what he's cooking.
It'll be interesting if they actually get that Shazam movie off the ground and he gets to play Black Adam. That'll be interesting to see if that happens.
Yeah, that would be cool. It's a completely unused character in any movie franchise whatsoever, as far as I know. I mean, he's never been on a TV show or anything, has he? Because there was an old Shazam show, but I don't think they ever had Black Adam.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, I saw Enterprise or the Star Trek Into Darkness. Is that what it is? Into Dark? No, was it?
No, that was the second one.
That was the second
Beyond.
one. Beyond. Yes.
Beyond,
Star Trek. Yeah. That's it. I'm sorry.
How was it?
That was good. I liked it. Matter of fact, I think it's probably the best of the three.
Wow.
In some
Now
ways.
were you a fan of the first one, or?
Yeah, I like the first one.
Okay, I liked the first one. The second one was meh. And so, all right.
I thought it was cool because they're branching out from the, they're not relying on that which came before. You know what I mean? This is its own story. It doesn't, it's not part of any other story. It's its own story. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
But I haven't seen a whole lot of the movies. I don't get out to the movies a whole lot.
I watched Independence Day.
Oh,
that was okay.
Really?
I really didn't like it all that much, but I don't know. I mean, it was. I don't know. I can't explain what was wrong with it. But I saw the Angry Birds movie.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I liked it way more than I thought I was gonna like it. Actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part is when the eagle comes out and they're all swimming in his pool, and then he comes out. Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
I'm not. All I'm gonna say is that's the best part when they're swimming in the eagle's the mighty eagle. They're swimming in his pool, right? And then he comes out, and that's where they see him for the first time. That's all I'm gonna say. One of the best movie moments.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
I finally sat through the entire Batman v Superman Dawn of Justin extended Ultimate 3 hour and however many minute cut.
Did it save it?
That was.
No.
It was.
Oh, you mean the prequel Wonder Woman movie?
Prequel to Wonder Woman.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, that was
Was there a lot more Wonder Woman in it? Is that what I'm guessing here?
No, there's just a little bit more background stuff, extended scenes and things. I did a lot of sorting of miniatures during that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to get some good busy work done through it, the 3 hours.
Right. Oh, okay. Oh, so this wasn't on our movie list, but maybe I don't know if it was last time or not. Anyway.
Secret Life of Pets.
I saw the last 20 minutes of Point Break, of the new Point Break.
Yeah.
Don't waste.
What, did you sneak in?
No, it was on cable. It was on cable. I was going through bills last night. I was going through my paper. Like, I had a fucking stack of shit that I need to go through in my office. So I went through it last night while I was waiting for Fear the Walking Dead to come on. And so Point Break was on. I was like, oh, I haven't seen this. I wonder if it's any, I had no expectations of it being any good. But, oh my God, is it bad.
And they met them and exceeded it.
It is so horrible. It is so bad. So bad. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I'm glad I only wasted 20 minutes on it. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks, Dr. Nik, for coming on. We really appreciate it. I got my soundboard working, but I barely used it. Hold on a minute. Let me do something.
Oh, that didn't pan out.
Oh yeah, well that did actually. That's not too bad. And then
Inconceivable!
right, yeah. So I got a couple
I'd
more.
love to stay in chat, but you're a total bitch.
So anyway, let's not turn this into the morning zoo. Hey, everybody! Right. So Dr. Nik, thanks for coming on. And
my pleasure.
I am gonna run the closer now.
Oh, time out. Don't run the closer. Don't run the closer.
All right, what's up?
Nick, we promised we were going to talk about this.
Oh, what?
We were supposed to color coordinate our beard. Well, I assume you'll have a beard for.
Yeah. No, I don't do green. I will not dye green. I'll do pinks, orange, reds, purples, blues. But green is just right out. It's bad for my complexion.
Now, you probably went for pink. I went for red and got pink. We both showed up looking very pinkish. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely was. I going for pink.
Blue or purple should we go for? What do you think?
I would say for purple, it's my favorite and more regal. And I did blue the year before pink, so I would say purple.
Okay, all right, purple it is. So when we go to TotalCon next year, Dr. Nik and I will both regale everyone with our purple beards. And well, you know, I don't put purple up top, but I will purple down below.
Oh.
But only the people who watch this will know that.
Oh, God.
The carpet should match the drapes, unless you're going with bare hardwood floors.
Right.
It's very shag rug, baby.
No, I'm a bare hardwood floor guy. So.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice to know. You heard it here on the MythWits exclusive.
I mean, there is a lot of news coming out these days, but that lead was definitely buried.
All right.
Where it should remain.
And with that, I think I'll close out the show. Let me do that. Let me get this down to here and put it on me. Wow, Mike, there's a lot of clicking to do.
All right.
There's a lot of clicking to do to close the show out. God damn it. All right. Anyway.
I know. It's amazing how one wouldn't make so many mistakes.
Right. Yeah, I know. Right. All right. Here we go. All right, everybody. You've just enjoyed another awesome, fantastic, wonderful episode of the MythWits. Yay! A special thanks goes out to Nik Palmer. Make sure to check out PaNik Productions' very first Kickstarter, Mutant Manual. Join us for a live broadcast every week, Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. To catch a full show, jump into the chat room and ask some questions. If you miss our live show, you can always catch the encore episodes and the podcast version on our site and on iTunes and on SoundCloud. We are part of the TSR Podcast Network, and you can find us at mythwits.com and tsrpn.com. Visit us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, fucking Instagram. We ain't got shit on Instagram, but you can go there. We got a Tumblr too, I think, but we didn't tumble onto it.
I'm on the Snapchat.
The Snapchat's Mike's on the Snap. What's your Snapchat?
Mike Kafis,
Mike
as everything is.
All right. Do the like, follow, subscribe thing wherever it's appropriate. Please give us a bunch of stars on iTunes. On iTunes, it's important. YouTunes, right. MythWits, the Studio187.com production is under Creative Commons. You think I fucking read this thing like 100 times, right? You can download and share it with whoever you like. Just don't change it and don't try to make money with it. Make sure to check out Studio187.com for more cool stuff. Join our mailing list. This episode will be cut into 2 pieces, I think. You know, interview and the bit. You like the bit? Was the bit good enough? Was that an episode?
It was a good bit.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Tell your friends to tune in. And Mike?
Mom?
Hey, I probably a soul.